ZEPBOUND, feeling tired, Mounjaro sleepy. Hi friends, I'm Elizabeth. This is my co-host, Mr. Freddie. I have lost 76 pounds through Mounjaro weight loss. And today we're gonna talk, I'm gonna link these down below in the description link below. All about taking Mounjaro. I'm currently on Mounjaro 15 milligrams. I have lost 76 pounds, probably more than that since the last time I weighed. There's my before and after. And ZEPBOUND and Mounjaro are the exact same things, just different FDA approval. ZEPBOUND is for chronic weight management, chronic obesity management, and Mounjaro is for type 2 diabetics, which that can change your insurance coverage. Oh, he is a loud eater, is he not? That can change your insurance coverage. But basically, other than that, it's the same formularity, same ZEPBOUND dosage as Mounjaro dosage. So we're going to go through today talking about, I've got tips for you if you feel tired when taking Mounjaro or ZEPBOUND. I've got some solutions for you, but also just more so awareness that's scientifically based. My whole thing here at Countess for Shopping is experience, strength, and hope. I've been on Mounjaro for over a year, but I am not a doctor. I do not pretend to give medical advice on the internet. I will always punch you back to your healthcare professional, but if you do want my experience, strength, and hope, smash that subscribe button and like button. Let's dive in to the first thing. Is that ZEPBOUND tells us, Eli Lilly is the manufacturer of both Mounjaro and ZEPBOUND, and they tell us on their website, on the ZEPBOUND website, that feeling tired, ZEPBOUND feeling tired, is a side effect. Now, when we go over to Mounjaro, that last time I checked did not have that on the Mounjaro, and correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, because I do want to be scientifically based and what Eli Lilly is sharing with us in their literature. But my source for ZEPBOUND was literally on the main page of ZEPBOUND. It has it at the very bottom as of right now, as of today's filming date in January 2024, talking about being tired is a side effect. We know that both ZEPBOUND and Mounjaro are the same formularities, so that is going to be applicable for Mounjaro. If you go back a year, over a year now, that I've been on Mounjaro, I know you guys don't want to see me. You guys are here for Mr. Freddie. He's like, lady, where's the rest of the treats? So we'll put these over here. There we go. We'll put those right there. If you see it in past videos, you can see episodes where I'm like, I'm so tired I could fall over. I literally have YouTubes, multiple ones, of where I'm like slumped down. I'm melting. I'm slumped down and just was exhausted. And I thought, honestly, it's because I'm a wife, I'm a mom, my most important titles, but I'm a serial entrepreneur. I do camera work. Some of my clients have been Wayfair, iRobot, Amazon, Pinterest, QVC. I'm a QVC guest host, to name a few. And so doing that is an energy exchange, and then I'm an executive producer for some other major brands behind the scenes that I can't talk about. I can't just share with you online. And so I thought my tiredness was because I had been ramping up work stuff, but it wasn't. It literally is a side effect. It's a Mounjaro side effect and a ZEPBOUND side effect. Although Mounjaro, I don't think, the reason why it's not listed is, where are you going? I don't think it's listed on Mounjaro's one is because they didn't test it. So when we've seen the differences between ZEPBOUND and Mounjaro, my understanding was they just didn't test it. And that's why it wasn't listed as a Mounjaro side effect, right? Like in clinical trials, we've got to go through that scientific process. And Eli Lilly, of course, has all their ducks in a row, related to that. Do you want to come back up? Here, come back up. So let's go over and talk about it a little bit. Some common themes that I have noticed with weight loss and taking Mounjaro, ZEPBOUND weight loss, is that when I titrate up doses, I always feel way more tired. On day 1, 2, I always feel tired. And I don't like to use superlatives. Oh, he sees his friend out there, and that's who he's looking at. I don't like to use superlatives, but day 1, I always am tired. Last night I went to bed at 6 o'clock. I had my shot yesterday. I am so nauseous recently. It's been one of my Mounjaro 15 milligrams, really, really nauseous. And I haven't really experienced that. So just because you don't experience one side effect at one point doesn't mean you won't later on in your journey. With Mounjaro 15 milligrams, definitely have had some nausea. I'm full, and we talk about this in my free Mounjaro weight loss encouragement group, which is linked down in the description link below. There's thousands and thousands of us in that group. It's a really high quality group. People check in every day. Do give me grace on that though. I do have a family member who's been in and out of the hospital and is taking over a caretaker role. I am making sure that group is really, really spot on. But because of that, and because people post so much, I approve all of the posts to make sure that they're not spam. Anyways, going back to that, we've talked about people being really tired. And so for me, that tiredness shows up on day one. So what I do as my solutions for if you're doing ZEPBOUND or Mounjaro is I move my schedule. What did I do yesterday so I could go to bed at 6 o'clock? Well, my husband knew, my hot husband, the Count, who is amazing. I'm not wearing my wedding ring because my rings have gotten to, I need to put ring sizes on that. Like I need to get them resized. But the Count knew, and I was like, babe, that's been the pattern. I love pattern recognitions. I love trends. And those trends were, I get really tired on day one. So I went to bed, I tapped out at 6 o'clock. I was like, see y'all, to the Duke and my husband. And I schedule that. So for me, I now take my shots on Fridays or Saturdays, depending. I do have some swing with that my doctor and I, my healthcare provider and I have talked about. So always talk with your own healthcare provider. If you're switching the times you're taking it, my understanding is that you can take it any time on the certain day, which we're going to do another video about. I've learned something so powerful. You got to click subscribe. So because I'm going to talk about it later about times. I've learned something new with titrating up to Mounjaro 15 milligrams. You're going to want to stay tuned and click that subscribe and like button on this video. But I changed my schedule. And that's one of my first tips for you is change your schedule. If you know on shot day that you don't feel well for the first 24 hours or 36 hours or 48 hours, he's going to be a guard dog now. No, sit down. Sit down. I forgot to bring over his electric collar to make him sit. Sorry, guys. One of our awesome countesses is like, Elizabeth, your dog, Mr. Freddy, started barking. And there, go get him. It's his nemesis. It's not his friend. It's his nemesis. He's going to go get him now. It's his nemesis. He cannot stand that dog that just walked by. Don't come to my house unannounced or he will attack you. Not really, but maybe. Okay, so we have in here, the first one is changing your schedule. You know on day 1 to day 2, you're going to have side effects. Yeah. Plan accordingly, switch your shot date, ask your healthcare provider about switching your shot date. Enough, sit down. You see his hackles are up. Lay down, down, excuse me, down. Don't embarrass me in front of our friends that you're not listening. He's gonna embarrass me. Okay, tip number 2 is if you know that you've changed your schedule, give yourself grace is number 2. I know so many counts and countesses in our community are very, very hard on themselves. The more that I, stopped pushing and just allowed, like instead of, I just brought my hands back and allowed it and gave myself grace. I would love for that to be your keyword for this year, grace. Give yourself extra grace on this process. Your body's gonna feel, you're injecting something into your body. It's going to feel differently. At least, let me use my I statements. I feel differently taking it. I need to go back and use, my I statements. I feel differently, and you may. ZEPBOUND tells us on the website that you may be feeling tired. And so giving myself extra grace that I can't push as hard. But here's the deal. I find I'm actually more productive within the first 36 hours of taking my shot because I don't eat as much. And for me, intermittent fasting gives me a lot more energy. I can't do that all the time of where I'm like having one meal, like an OMAD, 1 meal a day. Usually on the first 24 hours I do. Today, I haven't eaten at all. It's, what time is it? 4 o'clock. I'm not hungry. I'm really nauseous. And so I will have some protein here. The Count and I are going to go out on a date night. This is my new shirt, by the way. I'll link my new shirt down below. I'll list my new shirt down below. But my new sweater. Can you put your... He has no manners. We're working on it, friends. We're working on it. He's a rescue, and we're working on his manners. So he reminds me of the guy Doug in the movie Up. Doesn't he? He really does. So number 1, schedule. Number 2, grace. Number 3, LMNT electrolytes. They have in there magnesium, potassium, sodium. This video is not sponsored by them. I simply am obsessed with their products. I have bought all of the LMNT that I take, my husband takes, the Duke takes, my 8-year-old. This is very helpful because it does have magnesium, potassium, and sodium in it for side effects. I have substantially less Mounjaro weight loss and ZEPBOUND weight loss side effects taking LMNT electrolytes. That is simply my experience, strength, and hope. When I don't take these, I don't feel as well. Particularly, and I usually take 1 stick a day. Sometimes I'll take 2 if I've been working out hard or lifting. But I take it for sure on day 0, the day before my shot, day 1 of my shot, and day 2. For sure, that's an absolute no ifs, ands, or buts for me because it makes a big difference in the way I feel with Mounjaro side effects or ZEPBOUND side effects. Many of you guys get concerned about the sodium in there. It's got 1,000 milligrams of sodium. The sodium in it, actually, there's a study done. There's 200 grams of magnesium, of potassium, and 60 milligrams of magnesium, 200 milligrams of potassium, and 1,000 milligrams of sodium. There's a study done that potassium negates high blood pressure stuff with sodium. Obviously, talk with your own doctor if you're on high blood pressure. And if it's too much for you with one stick, use a half a stick. Use a third of a stick. Like, you don't have to use the whole stick. You know what I mean? The world's your oyster. You can completely adjust this accordingly for your own body and your own taste and your own saltiness. Get salty, baby. So that's tip number 3. That helps me with being tired. It's not like I'm chugging some espresso, although we do have an espresso machine that I'm obsessed with, but that really, really helps. Tip number 4 for me, before I go to bed, there's so many studies, I left it upstairs, but I'm gonna hold this as my mock one, is magnesium. I have switched magnesiums to one that has 7 different types of magnesium in it, and I feel much better with it. I take it at nighttime because it does make me more tired. And I have a discount code for you linked down below. Oh, and for LMNT, I do also have a discount link. They give you 8 free sticks anytime you use my Countess of Shopping link down below, which is really generous, very, very nice. You can do that multiple times. Like, you can, some people just have that tabbed as their bookmark. Feel free. So, taking magnesium helps at night. I'm having right now reflux. The sun's also in my eyes. I'm trying to film. I'm not redoing this. We have a family member who's in and out of the hospital. I don't have time to refilm, so people are going to get their panties in a wad about the barking and the sun, and you're going to see it in the comments where they X out before they hear me say this. I'm doing the best I can. I want to provide, my whole goal here at Countess of Shopping is to be a source of encouragement, strength, and hope. And I'm walking through this Mounjaro weight loss journey, 76 pounds. 76 pounds with having a family member in the hospital. It's incredibly stressful. It's snow. My kid hasn't been to school in a week. So grace, when I say the grace, I mean it for myself too. Truly, truly, truly. So what's the next tip? The other thing is to let your family know, or key people that you live with. Like, if they're roommates and you don't care about them, then don't tell them, obviously. But for me, key people are my husband and my son. Am I going to tell my son? My son doesn't really grasp, and I'm not sharing vocally. Like, I share a lot with him in a very generic way. He knows I'm on an injection because he sees it, and I tell him he's not allowed to touch my pull-out drawer. He's like, do not even open that. Do not go in there. Do not go in there. Like, that's mom's. Do not touch that. So he knows that, but the tiredness, I'm like, I had my shot today. Can you give me some extra grace, please? And I remind my family too. So I know. Tip number 5 is communication. For key people, if you live with other people and you care about them, tell them they're going to need lots of reminders. This is a lifestyle change for you as for them. And for me on Mounjaro and ZEPBOUND, of course, there's common side effects. Of course, there's serious side effects and day-to-day lifestyle changes that need to be had. As I go through these major lifestyle changes, if you didn't see my last video, it was all about, or 2 videos ago, all about lifestyle changes that I've made. As I go through these, my family's gone through them too. Date night, I'm going out there with my hot husband here. That looks differently than it did a year ago. Over a year now, it's been over a year. So communicating those things is the other big part. People are going to give you more grace if you share with the key people that you care about. Now, people you don't care about, again, don't share. I don't. With people I don't care about, I'm not sharing with them. Like, why do I want to share that with them? No, I don't. I keep that under my hat. But for key people I do care about, that matters. Okay, let's go over. I'm going to do a whole other video on this, but I think it's really important to talk about with tiredness too, time of day of the injection for ZEPBOUND or Mounjaro. I'm going to do a whole devoted video. So again, click that subscribe button and click like. But the video is going to be on how I've been testing the time of day I do my injection. Is it better to take Mounjaro at nighttime? Is it better to take ZEPBOUND in the morning? What's the best time to take Mounjaro? What's the best time to take ZEPBOUND? I've been testing that for my body, and for your body is going to probably be different. But for me, I used to always take it in the afternoon. I have now switched to start taking my injection in the morning. Why? And I'll do a whole video on this. Because I want the side effects. I know, right? Mind-blowing. We're gonna talk about that why in an upcoming video, so stay tuned. I promise I will go dive more into that. There's intentional reasons with my experience, strength, and hope that I've been doing. I have no medical data to support that. If some of our viewers who are in the medical community do know of scientific studies done on that, because I do wanna be scientifically based in my encouragement and be factually accurate. But for me, time of day, I've switched it to the morning. I know, but I do have an article linked down below, best time of day to take, and the 3 best injection sites as well for Mounjaro and for ZEPBOUND weight loss. We do a thing here at Countess of Shopping, a couple things. One is my favorite. Oh, I just knocked it across. If you have not gotten my smart body tape measure, I would encourage you to get this. It's not crazy expensive. There's the linking of 3 things. It is one app, and you can link with it your, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to pick it up. Hold on. I bought a new one because I wanted to show you guys these. It is the Smart Body Scale with this. It all links into one app. When you're having a weight stall with the scale, use your Smart Body Tape measure the whole time. If you've just started, this will track data for you. It is so helpful to know I'm losing inches even if the scale's not moving. Very encouraging, very motivating, and for 20, 25, 30 bucks, well worth it for the sanity. Also, when you get the scale with it, it syncs together for one app. But because my Mounjaro weight loss, and all are welcome at my encouragement group, it's free. WEGOVY weight loss, ZEPBOUND weight loss, semaglutide, terzepatide. Someone just ripped me a new one because I keep saying it. Terzepatide, there's no A. Terzepatide, weight loss. One of our group members said, get the linking blood pressure machine too. Then you can link on your app. Your blood pressure, the smart scale, and the smart tape measure, all in one. It's really cool. The Countess came home. Oh my goodness. Okay, the other thing I want to share with you is my 2 things for loose skin. I've done a whole devoted video on it, but my 2 absolute favorites. I'm actually going to put some of this on right now. I will link those down below. If you see my my Amazon shopping list, these are on there. These are awesome. Nothing's gonna get rid of loose skin. However, it certainly does help with confidence. Okay, so that's our video today, sweet friends. The count just got back, so make sure you get into my free group if you haven't already. Get my Mounjaro weight loss success checklist listed down below. And make sure you check out my Amazon shopping list down below too for Mounjaro weight loss and ZEPBOUND. Mr. Freddie just left, so be kind to yourself, be kind to others. I'm Countess of Shopping. Count my blessings because life is delicious. See you soon, friends. Bye.